it's really off.
We're in the boatyard in Seattle, where Ron is getting new bottom paint. And last week the old antifoul came off, and we worked with a couple of projects inside the boat.
What do you think?
Wow.
It worked.
I woke up to the smell of bread this morning.
Yeah.
That's a big one.
It's pretty big, huh?
Staying on Kenneth's and his family's boat while Ron is on the hard has been a real treat for us.
I'm so happy. The fresh air, the sun is just the perfect day. So we're here with Christina, Will, and Sharon, who works here at the Snoqualmie Pass. I mean, how are we gonna go back home now? Just wanna go skiing every day. It's been great. Having fun, guys? Yay!
This is the first time Johan and I ski together, and it's been something we've been longing to do for many years. The highest peak at the pass is only at 1,652 meters, but there's still plenty of snow.
Pretty incredible that in 1 hour you can be in the mountains skiing, and then you have 1 hour back and you're in the big city of Seattle again.
Back at the yard, the dust tent was now removed, and the bottom was almost ready on Ron.
Yeah, that was the last one of the anodes. We have 7 of them on the boat, and you need these especially on aluminum boats or metal boats to protect the hull from corrosion. So the zinc here is less noble than the aluminum or aluminium. So you sacrifice the zinc in these instead of getting corrosion on your hull. So yeah, these last us are about, we change them every 2 years. About, I think we can go up to 3 years with these because we have quite a lot of them. Yeah, this is how they look after 2 years. So pretty corroded. So that's why you need these. They really protect the hull. But now we have a really good barrier coat with epoxy, so that also helps and prevents corrosion on the aluminum. So we have extra protection in that and having a good barrier coat. I'm sorry if I'm a bit confusing. I'm saying both aluminium and aluminum. After being here for a while now in the US, everybody says aluminum, and in Europe we say aluminium in Swedish. British English, aluminum or aluminium. So it's a bit confusing. So after a while here we start to use both words, and yeah, it's just confusing.
There were still a few spots left to finish with epoxy and anti-fouling.
Looks pretty good, doesn't it? Almost like new. Super shiny. And we're gonna put some grease on and then it's ready. It took a really long time to do it just by hand with the sandpapers. So Johan went over it with the polishing machine with some different papers, one a bit more rough and then finer. So we got more of the scratches away and then just polished it up. So yeah, I don't think we've ever had it this shiny actually, because we've always been doing it by hand before. So, looks good. We've turned the chain around, so now we're gonna use the part that have mostly been just inside the chain locker. So we're redoing the markers of how much chain we have out, and we're doing every 10 meters, but we started at 20 meters. So this is the marker for 50 meters. And we have 80 meters in total.
So they made a repair. There was some water intrusion in the rudder. The rudder is the only thing on the boat that is composite. So they fixed this part down here with some glass fiber. And tomorrow they're going to put on 2 more coats of anti-fouling on these spots, on the wind-vane rudder and where the stands were before. So I guess we're ready for the water in 2 days or so. So tomorrow we're going to give the freeboards some love, try to clean them a bit and maybe polish them a little bit. Let's go.
The guys helped us remove some overspray epoxy that had landed on the top sides. She's a bit more shiny than she used to be.
Yeah, it looks really nice. So tomorrow we're going back in the water. Everything is done. The hull looks so much smoother now when they have grinded it down. Yeah. It looks like we're not going in the water tomorrow. I just found out that our prop shaft is bent. I haven't really seen it before because I haven't turned it this much. But it's pretty obvious when you do it like this. It's off by around 4 millimeters. So yeah, this needs to be fixed. And it's from when they hauled the boat. One of the slings snagged the propeller and they just lifted the boat just a little bit, and then we saw it and took it straight down, but obviously that was enough to have a bent prop shaft. So the guys here at Chez, they're going to have a look at it tomorrow. And I guess the biggest problem is that this is a 30 millimeter shaft and we're in the US. I don't know, maybe they have millimeter shaft here as well, but that's the problem I can think of, that it will be hard to get the shaft in 30 millimeter. So we'll see tomorrow what they say. They're sending over a mechanic here from the yard tomorrow, so they take responsibility for the problem when they hauled out, so that's really good, nice of them. So hopefully this will go fast. It's first day today, so maybe they can, if they don't have this in stock, maybe they can order it tomorrow, have it shipped overnight until Friday, maybe have it installed on Monday or something, and maybe it will be in the water on Monday afternoon instead. We'll see. Or it will take a couple of days longer. We'll see, but this needs to be fixed, and I'm really glad that I saw this before we went back in the water, because I was just putting some grease back here and then I just turned it and I was like, what? There is something not right here, so I'm really glad I saw that. Oh. Yeah, it's really off. It looks cool. The propeller won't come off the outside here, so I'm going to loosen the axle in here, and then I'm going to pull it and take it to the shop instead. Now the shaft is pretty hard to pull out from the cutlass bearing, so he's going to grab another tool that we can put on here to pull the whole shaft out. And hopefully it will be a lot easier to get the prop off in the shop here instead. After the cutlass bearing, then it goes like this. So it's off with around 3 to 4 millimeters. So they will see if they can straighten it out, and if they can't do that, they will get the new one. It looks like it's the correct length. It is. Here's the foot. Yeah, they're right. It's even so that maybe we could have taken off another 100 millimeters on the boom, but I didn't have the guts to do that at the time. And I think it's nice to have some extra play. So when we were flying back from Sweden with the sails, they were both right on the weight limit, on the maximum weight on the plane that we're allowed to take, even if we paid for overweight. So we had to remove all the hardware from the sails, even the stuff for the battens, everything that came off to just save us so we can get under 40 kilos. And it was even so. When I put the sail on the scale at the airport, I had to lift it a bit in the corner so it stayed below. But we got them here, but it's a bit of a work to put all these brackets back on.
It wasn't possible to straighten the prop shaft, so the yard found a 30 millimeter shaft in southern US that they ordered for us. Before leaving Seattle, we wanted to do a special Patreon meetup to meet all the lovely patrons in the area who are supporting our videos. A must visit when in Seattle is the waterfront area downtown and the famous Pike Place Market. Pike Place Market has been open since 1907. Nowadays, it's Seattle's biggest tourist attraction, with over 10 million visitors each year. This is also the place for the original Starbucks cafe.
Russian pastries for tonight.
Yesterday we got the new prop shaft and we installed it late afternoon yesterday. And now it's Wednesday morning, 8 o'clock, and hopefully we'll be back in the water within half an hour or so. Are you excited to go back in the water?
Yes. Almost forgot what it feels like.
Yeah.
It's gonna be so nice. She looks so pretty now. She got some very good TLC, tender love and care. Oh, the guys here have done a great job. Absolutely.
Thanks for watching, and make sure to tune in next Friday when we relaunch Ron and say goodbye to Seattle.